Don't be depressed by taking the pH of your saliva and being unable to change it. Don't be depressed being a woman and one more thing we have to contend with. Turn it to your advantage. I'm talking to the women out there right now because if you are doing everything you need to do, everything you've been told to do, you're the well-behaved women who floss regularly, you brush, you spend time with your teeth, you go to the dentist when they call you to come in, and still your mouth isn't as healthy as you want it to be. Every time you go, you get told to floss more. Do the dentists know how many hours you spend in a week making sure that you brush twice or sometimes 3 times a day, that you go around every single tooth exactly in the way that they have shown you, and still you can't please them? Sometimes, in fact, you get mad because the hygienist accuses you of not following the directions. What's worse is that you may have a male partner or husband who doesn't do any of this stuff. He doesn't floss very often. He doesn't clean his teeth twice a day. Sometimes he rushes out in the morning without ever doing them. He doesn't even keep his 6 monthly cleaning appointments, and he doesn't have any of the replacement fillings, the crowns, the root canals. Now you have to go in for deep cleanings because they tell you you have gum recession and you have periodontal disease, and he seems to have none of these problems. How is that possible when you live in the same house, you do the same things, you eat the same diet? What is going on? And I would say to you that this has been a major problem in dentistry. You see, when dentists in the 50s looked at the topic of pH, I have a book, I have an old textbook from this era where they said that pH doesn't matter in the mouth because everybody has a salivary pH. The saliva in your mouth has a pH of 7. When you delve into why did they say this, they said this because they tested the pH with dental students. And back in the 50s and 60s, almost all dental students were men. Studies were done on men. A lot of the things about plaque were done on men. Women's mouths are completely different. And this is an epiphany in the world of dentistry. In fact, many dentists still haven't caught up to this. If you measure pH of a woman, you will find, if you keep measuring it, that it is pretty volatile in most cases. Of course, I'm generalizing. There are some fantastic women's mouths out there that haven't had a cavity. They brush very simply, they floss every time they're told to, and they have no problems. 10% of the world doesn't have dental problems. And an interesting study was done between dentists and lay people, and that 10% who had no problems was the same in the lay population as it was in dentistry. So 10% of people just have healthy teeth. What I'm talking about is the other 90%. And the problem for women is that we suffer the damage that occurs in most cases, and again, generalizing, but women's pH does a roller coaster. It does a roller coaster very young in life, and continues to roller coaster throughout life. And when we are pregnant, even those who have this wonderful alkaline saliva dive into a period of 9 months when their saliva is going to be acidic, a pH of around 5. That pH is the ideal incubating pH for plaque. So if you have plaque in your mouth and you're pregnant, good luck, because your plaque is going to grow. You're going to end up with bleeding gums and gingivitis. And if you don't take care of that in the correct and proper way, and that is not taught, you're just told to floss more, the problem with that is that doesn't solve your plaque problem. Your plaque problem is an infection that has been multiplied on your teeth by the acidity in your mouth. And acidity doesn't go away when you floss. The solution for that plaque problem that occurs in an acidic mouth, most likely in the mouth of a woman who has acidic saliva, is not more flossing. It is the regular use of xylitol. And for anyone who's frustrated because you have followed directions and you're still chided for not flossing enough, Put your fingers in your ears, say la la la, and go home and try some xylitol. Don't say anything the next time you sit in the dental chair, and you'll probably be commended for your excellent oral health. Xylitol will work with many different routines. If you don't want to do my complete mouth care system, just at least try the xylitol first. There was an English reporter who contacted me in 2012. She worked for the London Times as a health reporter. And Helen Rumbelow wanted to write an article about floss. You see, she was a woman and she was frustrated because she was doing everything she'd been told to do, brushing and flossing, just like she'd been told. But every time she went to the dentist, they would tell her to floss more. She had this remarkable job as a health reporter and decided she would call me, thinking, because I'd just written my book, Kiss Your Dentist Goodbye, that I would be America's flossing queen. She was shocked when I told her there are no studies in science that convince me at all that flossing has a long-term use beyond other treatments. If you have a correct system, which I believe I have developed, a balanced way of looking after your mouth health that avoids the need for flossing. So she did her own study. It was a study of one, of course, but I have found the same thing to occur over and over for the past 50 years. She went to the dentist first and actually asked them what would happen if she stopped flossing. The dentists and hygienists it told her she's going to have calculus and inflammation and bleeding gums and things are going to get worse. She should absolutely not stop flossing. She asked them to grade her mouth health, and they gave her grade of 3 and out of 10. And she went away and started using my strategies, xylitol and my complete mouth care system. She did this for the interval between her dental appointments. She said nothing. She went back and she asked them this time. Oh, and by the way, she had given up flossing. She asked them to grade her. How was her mouth health? And they gave her a top grade. This is when she wrote the article about this in the London Times. And of course, there was an outcry. There was an outcry because there's always an outcry. Nobody wants to believe that there is another way beyond flossing to look after your teeth. But the truth is that there absolutely is another way, or combine the two together if you want to. So Helen Rumbelow showed with her own study of one, but it was reported, so we can put a link for you to go read the study that she did for herself, that she was able to improve her mouth health. Not with more flossing, which she had been trying to do for a long time, but by the simple addition of xylitol and a few mouth rinses. So if you're a woman, start taking your pH and you'll understand how much it fluctuates. The more stressed you are, the worse it gets. If you're pregnant or you're going through hormonal shifts of different kinds, it's going to be all over the place, probably very acidic. If your diet isn't good or you're not exercising, you may also find your saliva is more acidic. And when you go test the saliva of your male partner, in most cases you will find that they have alkaline saliva. pH 7 or 7.4 is even better. No, don't get on too much of this pH bandwagon. You see, it is an issue. You have to have it in the back of your mind why prolonged acidity is bad, because it promotes plaque growth and therefore cavities and gum disease. Little periods of acidity interrupted throughout the day is perfectly fine. It's a bit like working out at the gym. If you go to the gym and work out, you break down your muscles. And providing they have a period of rest and repair, when they rest and repair, they will be stronger than they were. And your mouth is designed the same way. Your teeth can experience periods of acidity, provided they are taken care of appropriately with the right products, with xylitol being one of them, with time spent with the saliva that's generated by xylitol. And you can actually, even those of you who have acidic saliva, and I'm talking now to women who say, well, I can't change my salivary pH. I have the same problem. But as long as you're having periods of xylitol, using useful oral care products, and you understanding how you need these intermissions of not eating and drinking right after the xylitol, right after the complete mouth care system, you can actually experience benefits, like working out in the gym. Your teeth that have been exposed to acidity will actually start to be stronger, whiter, shinier, and even cleaner than you ever expected. Don't be depressed by taking the pH of your saliva and being unable to change it. Don't be depressed being a woman and one more thing we have to contend with. Turn it to your advantage. And turn it to your advantage. If you don't believe me, start with xylitol. Keep doing the other things that you're doing. But understand, if you will get wholeheartedly into my complete mouth care system and the use of the gum massage, and you give it enough time, it takes 6 months. You see, this is a natural turnaround of the bacteria in your mouth. It takes 6 months of adequate amounts of xylitol for you to really, if you turn the bacteria in your mouth around and you get rid of plaque, and then moving forward, you will see dramatic changes in your mouth health. So don't give up too quickly. That often occurs. If you go back to the dentist and they don't know any of this, and you tell them about what you're doing because you're excited and they don't like what they hear, they can tell you, I don't see the changes, because they may not see the changes yet. I would say that the best changes occur after 2 years. And again, for myself, I can only encourage others. I didn't start out with good teeth. I don't have family with good teeth. And I can't imagine what I would do if I was just trying to protect my teeth with brush and floss advice. I think by now I would have a very different history and probably have spent a lot of money trying to keep and fix the teeth that I have. I mean, I just haven't had any dental work done since I began using this strategy, and that was as I became a dentist a long, long time ago. So I think the message here, for women in particular, but for anyone who's struggling with dental problems, we are individuals. We have different, as I said, the 10% don't have problems, and you may have a lot of problems. Don't compare yourself. Realize that there are risk factors. My book, Kiss Your Dentist Goodbye, was written to encourage people who have a lot of cavities to understand their risk factors. Basically, it's the same message that I've just given you. Be encouraged. It's never too late to change things around, no matter how bad your teeth, no matter what people have told you. Don't be defeated. And if you want to put your toes in the water, at least start with a little xylitol at the end of meals, and do that, and you'll start to see you do have control and you can drive your oral health in a new direction.